children. I'm really glad to have you all back for our online English class. Shall we start today's session? Okay. In the last class, do you remember what we have learned, children? Yeah, we have learned third chapter in your grammar textbook. You remember what is the topic of the chapter? Yes, it is adjectives. We have learned about adjectives. And today we are going to continue with the topic. Okay, last week we have seen only half of the topics, and today we are going to continue with the remaining topics. Okay, children, I hope you are clear with what we have learned so far. And if you have any doubts, I've already asked you to kindly text me and call me to my personal WhatsApp number. And also we have Zoom interaction, and during Zoom interaction I wanted every one of you to participate and also to clarify your doubts during that time. Okay children, shall we start today's session? Okay children, just remember what have we seen in the last class. In the last class we have learned what are adjectives, isn't it? We have seen what is an adjective, definition of adjective, and how an adjective is used in a sentence, and also what are the different kinds of adjectives, and also we have seen one difference, what is possessive adjective and what is possessive pronoun, the difference between possessive adjective and possessive pronoun. We have seen that also in the last class. I hope you all are clear with that. And today we are going to see about position of adjectives. And already you know that adjective is a word that is used to qualify a noun in a sentence. Isn't it, children? You remember that? Yeah, that is what we have seen in the last class. Adjective is a word that is used to qualify, used to give more information about a noun in a sentence. And therefore, adjectives are always placed very close to a noun. That we have seen in the last class. And today let's see where these adjectives can be placed. Which are the place these adjectives can be placed in a sentence, will come in a sentence. Okay. So listen, adjectives may appear before or after the noun they qualify. So adjectives can appear either before the noun or after the noun that they are going to qualify in a sentence. Okay, either before or after. Okay, look at this example. She wore a beautiful dress. She wore a beautiful dress. Here, dress is the noun which is qualified by the adjective beautiful. Okay, so you can see in this sentence, this adjective beautiful is placed before this noun dress. Okay, can you able to see that? Okay, let's see one more example. We regret that the show is cancelled due to unavoidable circumstances. This sentence is given in your textbook. Okay, this is an example given in your textbook. Okay, so here you can see we regret that the show is cancelled due to unavoidable circumstances. Circumstances is noun. Okay, you know what kind of noun is that? Do you know what kind of noun is circumstance? You have learned about kinds of nouns in your previous chapter. You remember that, children? Then tell me now, think about it. What kind of noun is circumstance? Okay, let me tell you now. Circumstance is uncountable noun. Okay, it comes under uncountable noun because it tells about a particular condition in which you are placed. It tells about a particular condition. Okay, that is why it comes under uncountable noun. Okay, so this circumstance is a noun in the sentence, and unavoidable is speaking about, is telling something about the circumstance. Therefore, this becomes an adjective in this sentence. Okay, similar to this, adjectives can also be placed after a noun. Okay, if you take page number 19 in your textbook, an example is given under the heading position of adjectives. Children, I am taking some examples from your textbook, as well as I also take my own examples like she wore a beautiful dress. Why am I taking some examples from your textbook is that you need to look at your textbook when I am teaching you. Okay, so now take your textbook. You should have the habit of reading your textbook. Okay, so only then you can able to understand the topic even more. Okay, and you also get doubts, and you also can get clarification, more clarification on a particular topic only if you learn your textbook. Okay children, so now I want all of you to please take your textbook and turn to page number 19. Okay, so under the heading position of adjectives, there is an example given. Can you able to see that, children? Okay, they were arguing so badly that I knew a fight was unavoidable. In that sentence, you can see unavoidable. Unavoidable is an adjective that is describing the noun fight. Okay, so this is how even an adjective can be placed after a noun in a sentence. Okay children, you understand that? Okay. Now the next thing is order of adjectives. Okay, order of adjectives. Imagine children, if there are more than one adjectives. Okay, so even when we speak, we use lot of sentences to speak, and even when we write, we use lots of sentences, isn't it? Imagine if in a sentence, if we want to use more than one adjective to describe one particular noun, there should be an order, isn't it? In order to make that sentence more meaningful, there should be an order in which these adjectives should be placed. And that is why we are going to see about order of adjectives. Okay, so if we don't follow this order, then that sentence sometimes would become meaningless. Okay, so let's see. Order of adjectives. This is followed when more than one adjective is used in a sentence. I have already told you just now that order of adjectives are used when more than one adjective is used in a sentence. So it is when more than one adjective is used. Okay, and the sequence of adjectives in a sentence is determined by the kind of adjective. Okay, so that sequence, that order, I have told you already that it is placed in an order. That order is determined by what kind of adjectives that you are going to use in that particular sentence. Okay children, so that is what is given here. Okay, so the sequence is determined by what kind of adjective that you are going to use. So let's see that in detail now by looking into an example. Okay children, look at this example. Yesterday I met dash man, and in that dash you can fill these adjectives: young, tall, Japanese, well dressed, and. Okay, so all these are adjectives. You can fill these adjectives here, but this is not in order. Here I have given not in order. Okay, this is not in order. You have to think now. Think and tell me what are the words that should come first and next to that. Okay, you have to tell me the order now. Okay, which should come first and which should come next. Can you think about that, children? So if you want, you can pause this video for 1 minute or 5 seconds, and you can think about that and you can tell me the answer. Okay? Okay children, let's see the answer for this. Yesterday I met a well-dressed, tall, and Japanese man. Okay, so all these adjectives should be placed in an order. You can see the option that I have given here in this corner. Here this is not in order, whereas I have arranged this in order. Now you can wonder, how should we arrange that in order? Okay children, there is a condition, there is a rule in which you should arrange these adjectives in order. Shall we see that rule? Okay, look at this table children. So this is the table you need to follow in order to arrange adjectives in a sentence. If more than one adjectives if more than one adjective comes in a sentence. Okay, look here, quantity or determiner. Okay, now quantity or determiner should be the first. As you have seen in this example, is an article, isn't it? You can call that as a determiner as well. Okay, so sometimes you can call that to mention a quantity. Means one. I already told you during previous grammar lessons. Means one. It tells about a quantity one. Means a pen means one pen, isn't it? Means one. Okay, so it tells about the number. So that is placed first. The next one is opinion. So next is opinion. What the speaker thinks. Here you can see well dressed. Well dressed is the opinion of the person who is speaking this sentence. Okay, so that comes next. Then the third thing is, if you need to check whether the sentence contains a word that describes about a size or shape. Okay, so here you can see tall. Tall comes under this size, isn't it? So we are placing tall here. Then the next thing is age. So if you are speaking about a person, if it is said like he is very young or old, or even in number they can mention like 23 years old or 10 years old. So if it is mentioned like that, that age should come next to size or shape. Okay, so you can see even in this example, young is placed here next to size. Okay, next one is color. So if they are speaking, if in a sentence, if they are speaking about a particular thing, or if they are speaking about a table or chair, they could even explain about the color of the table or chair, isn't it? So in that case, color should come next to age. Okay, then so next to color there comes origin, place of origin. Here you can see Japanese. Japanese is the place where this man belongs to. So if we are speaking about ourselves, we can call us Indians, isn't it? Similar to that, this example speaks about a person from Japan. Therefore, here next to color, I mean next to the age. Okay, since color is not mentioned in the sentence, next to age they are placing origin. Okay, then after origin, what material is that? If they are speaking about material, only if they are speaking about material, you need to mention what material they are speaking about. Okay, next to origin. And finally, you can add purpose. Okay, so purpose. Purpose means for what? For what that particular material is used, or for what they are using that for. Some purpose of that particular noun will be mentioned in that sentence. In that case, you can write the purpose next to the material. Okay children, so this is how we need to arrange an adjective in a sentence, and it is not necessary that all these adjectives should come in a particular sentence. All these should be present in a particular, that is not at all needed children. Okay, sometimes all these will be present, sometimes one or two will be present, but you have to keep in mind that this is the order that you need to follow in any case. Okay, so look at this example as well. Even in this example, you can see that not all these adjectives are present, not all these full quantity, opinion, size, age, color, origin, material, purpose, everything is not there in this sentence. Okay, but even then you are following this order here. Similar to this, you need to follow this order for all other adjectives. You have to memorize these headings. Color, origin, material, purpose. So all this you have to memorize, and there is a clue given in page number 19 of your textbook in order to memorize this. Children, you have learned acronyms in your GK, isn't it? Abbreviations or acronyms you call them, isn't it? So you can keep these headings in mind using this acronym QOSACOMP. Okay, you can call that quasicomp. Okay, whatever you want to pronounce that, you can keep that in mind. Okay, QOSACOMP. It is given in page number 19 of your textbook in the right corner. There's a small box. If take your page number 19 in your textbook, children, and just look at that right corner, you'll have that. Okay, QOSACOMP. Okay, this is the acronym that they have given in your textbook. This is like a clue word. Okay, if you just like in your mathematics, you will learn formulas, isn't it? So grammar is similar to mathematics. Okay, so this you have to keep in mind. This is the rule for arranging adjectives, order of adjectives. Okay, then now let's look into comparison of adjectives. Okay, comparison of adjectives means when two or more nouns arise in a sentence or placed in a sentence, we can use this comparison of adjectives to compare them. Okay, so if two balloons or two balls we want to compare, we use this comparison of adjectives to come to a conclusion which one is better. Okay, that is why we are using comparison of adjectives. In the name itself, we can easily understand that it is used to compare. It is used to compare. Okay, children. So listen, there are 3 degrees of comparison used with adjectives. So we call them degrees of comparison. 3 ways in which adjectives are used to compare nouns. That 3 ways are called 3 degrees of comparison. Okay. So they are positive, comparative and superlative. Okay, positive, comparative and superlative. These are the 3 ways in which nouns in a sentence are compared using adjectives. Okay, therefore these 3 are called 3 degrees of comparison. Okay. So now, most of the adjectives can be changed from positive to comparative degree by adding er or more. Okay, so this we can you can understand when we look into the example. Okay, so if a particular word is present, particular adjective is used in a sentence. So when we use that adjective to compare 2 things, we can either add er at the end of that word. For example, big. Big is an adjective. You can add er, bigger, to compare 2 things. Okay, to compare 2 things. And also, if wherever er is not, we cannot be used, you can use more. Okay, for example, beautiful. Okay, for beautiful, you cannot add er at the end of the word. So instead of that, you should use more beautiful. Okay, similar to that, if you want to change positive to superlative degree, you should add either est or most. Okay, same example we can take: big, biggest, and beautiful, most beautiful. Okay, so this is how you have to change. So you can understand that by looking into the examples. Okay, so now before that we should also know that for some words we cannot add anything with the word to change them from one form to another. Okay, we cannot add anything. For example, look at this table, children. Dark. So in the first paragraph I have explained you about adding er, est, more and most, isn't it? So that you can see in these 2 rows. First one is dark, and you are adding er to that to compare 2 things darker, and to change that to superlative degree you are calling it darkest, adding est. And second one is beautiful, more beautiful and most beautiful. And look at the third one, children. For good, you are not adding or est, more or most. Just you're changing the entire word. Can you see? Good, better and best. Okay, you're changing the entire word. So that is what is explained in the next paragraph, that we cannot add anything with some words in order to change them from one form to another. That is this, like good, better, best. You're not at all adding anything with the main adjective. Okay, you're just changing the entire word to change them from one form to another form. Okay, now you can keep in mind that than, the word than, THAN, than is used after comparative degree. Okay, example, French is easier than Chinese. Okay, so here this is, you can in exams they will ask whether the following is comparative or superlative degree. If they ask like that, you can see this word than. If than is present, then that is comparative. Than is used only to compare two things. Okay, see, French, Chinese. In order to compare both nouns, they are using than. Okay, the next one is the, THE, the. Okay, the is used before superlative degree. Look at this example. Asia is the largest continent in the world. The largest continent. Okay, so the is the key word through which you can find that this is superlative degree. Okay, so this is for your identification, for you to have some shortcuts to keep in your mind, that in exams you can, if you keep this in mind, in exams you can remember how to identify comparative and superlative degree very fast. Okay, and some adjectives don't allow comparative degree, or either comparative or superlative degree. If comparative is present only, then superlative will also be present. Okay, you know, because comparative is used to compare two things and superlative is used to compare more than two things. So if you cannot compare two things, how can you compare more than two? That is not possible, isn't it, children? So some adjectives will not allow comparative degree. That means it don't allow anything. It cannot be used to compare anything. Okay, so that kind of adjectives are complete, impossible, sufficient. Okay, these are also adjectives which cannot be used to compare things. Okay, so you cannot convert this into comparative degree or superlative degree. For all the three types of things, for any kind of comparison, they'll be in this form alone. You cannot write, you cannot add or est, or you cannot change the entire word. Okay, so these three words and some other words like this, okay, these are all examples, okay, will never take any kind of comparative forms. Okay, because already they have their complete meaning. Okay, so with this they have their complete, sufficient meaning. If we say complete, it means it is finished. Okay, we cannot compare this with any other thing. Okay, therefore it is not at all needed. The comparative form and superlative form for these words are not at all needed. Therefore these kinds of adjectives cannot be used for comparison. Okay, that's it, dear children. I think you understand so far. Whatever we have learned so far, I think you understand everything. And if you have any doubts in these topics, be prepared, children. Note down all the doubts in a paper or in your rough note, and get ready to ask them all during Zoom interaction. Okay, we can have nice clarification during that time. Okay, children, and today's task. Okay, you have two tasks to do today. Like in previous class, I have asked you to do two tasks. I think you have completed that. And today's task is, you have to learn from page number 19 and 20. As I've already told you, not only listening to the class is important, reading the textbook is very, very, very important. Okay, it is necessary, it is needed. Okay. Complete the exercise E, F and G from page number 20 and 29. So these exercises are based on the topic that we have learned today. So try doing that, children. And the answers for these exercises will be, I'll be giving during the next class in our WhatsApp group. Okay children, I'll share the answers in the WhatsApp group, and those who have practiced, those who have tried these exercises, you have to take a snapshot after completing those exercises and send it to me to my personal WhatsApp number. Okay children? Okay, so you have to do that. Even though I give you the answer, I really want all of you to practice those exercises. Okay children, so that is very important. Only then you can able to understand the topics very clear. Okay, I hope you will do that. Okay, thank you dear children, have a great day.